Forget crypto winter, blockchain applications in the real world are still incredible. The crypto winter is only temporary. Blockchain applications are rapidly expanding, according to Johannes Schweffer, CEO and co-founder of Core Ledger. With financial markets in disarray and sentiment gloomy, the hype and speculation surrounding cryptocurrency and blockchain has come to a halt. The days of NFTs fetching millions of dollars are long gone. Amid the fallout from the crypto markets, digital images of cute animals or meme culture are increasingly being labeled as scams. Every dark cloud, thankfully, has a silver lining. Bear markets signal the beginning of the building season. A new generation of builders could emerge. Companies must buckle down and continue to develop practical innovations that will result in greater utility and efficiency. They are capable of overcoming some of the most difficult challenges we face today. NFTs are only one type of tokenization application. Aside from art, many other items can be converted into digital tokens. This makes any asset available and tradable on the blockchain. So, where are these practical innovations being created? Here are some examples of how blockchain for business is becoming an increasingly important part of our lives. What is a crypto winter? Agriculture in emerging markets. As the world recovers from the pandemic, farmers in Argentina have been dealing with a falling peso and financial uncertainty. Inflation has risen to more than 50%. Argentina produces more than 40% of the world's soybean oil and soymeal. Farmers are under pressure to liquefy their real, physical assets as a result of this. It also exposes them to undercutting by middlemen. This is a common problem in agriculture and livestock, particularly in developing countries. Their fiat currency is continually devalued. Farmers may be able to hedge against inflation by tokenizing agricultural assets. Blockchain technology also provides them with access to capital provided by national and international investors. This is a solution that has been used on Bolivian cattle ranches. A tokenized revenue participation model allows investors from all over the world to participate. Each token represents a percentage of the revenue or a form of digital barter. Winter of crypto? Digital swapping is gaining momentum. So, how is this possible? To increase liquidity in a token economy by enabling instantaneous value conversion, all that is required is digital swap technology. This enables a peer-to-peer contract exchange that allows parties to trade tokens of varying values. It connects any number of swaps and payments and chooses the best path through thousands of available trades based on predefined criteria. In essence, this allows anything to be traded for anything else. While this is an exciting development, more needs to be done to raise awareness of the technology in order for it to reach its full potential. The greater the number of possible trades, the more useful it becomes. More collaboration between businesses, regulatory bodies, and institutions is also required to facilitate this. To establish appropriate guidelines, the perception of technology must shift from fear of the unknown to an understanding of its benefits. While still in its early stages, the total tokenized asset market is estimated to be worth less than $20 billion. The total size of the digital asset market is up to $350 billion, demonstrating the enormous potential for growth. Combating climate change with crypto winter. Another critical area where tokenization is being used successfully is in the fight against climate change. Carbon credits are quantifiable, verifiable emission reductions resulting from certified climate action projects. Companies can use them to reduce, eliminate, or avoid glasshouse gas, GHG, emissions. They are transferable instruments that have been certified by governments or independent certification bodies to represent a reduction in CO2 emissions of 1 metric ton, or an equivalent amount of other GHGs. A credit holder can thus use a credit to offset their own GHG reduction goals. Tokenizing carbon credits aims to address problems with credit quality, operational transparency, and project measurement and evaluation. By tokenizing credits, blockchain enables greater market transparency and integrity. Data is stored in a way that eliminates double counting while also making it tradable and globally accessible. There are already up to 22 million retired credits on the blockchain. The implementation of decentralized protocols that integrate with carbon credit markets has sparked new ideas for increasing transparency and accountability. This is done while providing avenues to meet rising demand, which will drive additional capital to climate-positive projects. This is where regulatory bodies and businesses must collaborate to eliminate opacity and achieve a net positive impact on the environment. Intellectual property protection, IPs. To ensure confidentiality and immutability, legal documents and other forms of agreements or contracts are frequently shared in print form. Tokenization makes any asset available and tradable on the blockchain. Documents and other forms of data, on the other hand, enable businesses to use tokenization for increased digital security and safe data transfer. The blockchain records are unchangeable, they cannot be changed and only added onto. This provides validatable proof without the need for an intermediary or notary, whether in the form of digital claims, certificates, or proof of ownership. This leveled the playing field for copyright and intellectual property management. In long-running court cases, legal fees for establishing proof of ownership can be prohibitively expensive. Singers who want to protect the originality of their work and scientists who want to patent their technology now have another option in addition to traditional methods. Since 2019, this has been experimented with. Different countries and regions have different policies regarding the legality of digital records. This is gradually changing as the complex underlying technology is transformed into simple apps that provide a unified user experience. Even traditionally conservative jurisdictions, such as China, have begun to embrace blockchain to assist legal courts in dealing with cases of piracy and copyright infringement. Blockchain applications in business go beyond the mentioned agriculture in emerging economies. The environment and IP protection are great examples of the benefits it can provide. Blockchain companies must collaborate with governments and regulatory bodies to develop the most effective and practical methods of implementing the technology. This is done to dispel misinformation and provide appropriate guidelines. Only then will we have a secure and long-term environment in which stakeholders can use the applications effectively.